It's Emma Jo here from Lavinia Stamps, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to make this rather lovely card using the new owl stamps. Aren't they lovely? And they're so full of character, I couldn't resist having them pop up in strange places and say, "You're a hoot!" So come with me, let me show you how this is done. Let's start by stamping the characters. Okay, so find yourself a piece of 7x7 multifarious card, an acrylic board, and a little Gus stamp. And I'm stamping him upside down, but don't panic. There's a reason why. Ah, there it is. He's popping out of the corner. Switching my stamp now. I'm stamping these both in VersaFine Claire Nocturne, and this one is Ginger. And he's guarding the other side, the other corner. Again, right wreath flourish. And I think that's the right leaf flourish again, but we've just switched the direction. Now that sounds about right. So now we're going to add some colour. Oh, the fun we will have. So I've got a needle tip bottle that I have filled with Dinkles yellow and a blender, and I am just tapping that into the centre. Look at the lovely light touch you get, a watercolour feel. And I've tapped that all around my owls as well. So now here we have Dinkles Sea Blue. There's a lot of dots there, but don't be disturbed by it. I'm now going to splat them with a blender. There we go. And you can see the sea blue coming through. Don't worry about it overlapping that yellow. That's lovely. We want it to sort of overlap. And I'm not too concerned about those little dots. I think they're rather nice texture, really. There we go. Isn't that nice? So which one's this, we ask ourselves? Ah, the sea blue again. And I'm just adding that with watercolour brush set 1. Only put a little bit on my craft mat and worked from there. Fab, just filling in the little bits on the flourish. So I'm adding more colour. This is what I like about this, is you can layer it up. Layer it up. Gosh, I can't get my teeth around that word. And then splat them with a blender. Oh, look at that. How lovely. And now I'm just adding some of that blue to my owl's eyebrows and tummy. And just keep layering it up. Now this is the pink that I'm going on with now. Just don't worry about it looking like there's nothing there. You slowly build the colour up. So this is Dinkles pink. Do you remember me saying? And I'm just going around the top of his chest and up over his wings. So, there we go. But look at the lovely palette we have here. It's so bright and happy. This is the Dinkles yellow, going for the beak, and around the outside of the eyes. Oh, and a little bit on the wing as well. But once you put that yellow on, look at it all leap to life. This is Dinkles Blue Dragon. And that's going around the outside of our owls. And again, Blue Dragon. just going around the outside of the eyebrows and around the outside of the tummy. Creating a frame. Okay, what we got? We are using Element Ink Mermaid in a size 9 stencil brush. I love this colour. It just takes things to another world, especially when used as a frame. So I try and start in the corners and build it up. Now obviously I'm not really going to do too much around my owls because they're just lovely. So I won't sort out their plumage with it. There we go. And if you feel that you need to add another colour, I've gone with graphite just to make it darker again, because I find the darker you make it, the more the brighter, lighter colours go pop, and they're just stunning. So as I say, I'm literally taking that graphite on the very edge to create that frame. Adding some words. So we've got a lovely space in the middle of this design that we're going to put some words in. So I'm going to use any piece of multifarious card that fits, and I'm got the word Hoot from Nightfall set of stamps, and because I want it to say you're a hoot, I'm using a Pigma Micron Black 0.5 pen, and I'm writing the words you're, including apostrophe, you're a hoot. And to do this, I have gone with my usual style of writing, which is pretty clearly printed, and I've just added, if you like, a dot on the end of each line. So I'm cutting them out in chunky shapes and giving them rough edges, a bit of a rip. You don't have to rip it, I just fancied ripping it for this one. You could just leave it, you know, with beautifully crisp edges. But I find when I'm ripping it, it gives me a chance to add another little bit of colour, because the colour takes differently to the ripped edges. So it frames itself. So we're adding a bit of Elements Ink Sundance to You're a Hoot. Something that was said to me in a previous video, actually, Emma Jo, you're a hoot. And I'm glad they explained that it was actually a really nice thing. So I thought, that's a cracking phrase for these cards. You're a hoot. So there we go. That's going to go in the middle. I know where I'm going to put it. So I'm grabbing some, what's this now? What am I doing now? Dark denim? Dark denim adding to the frame? So it's never finished when you think it's finished. Do like it though, don't you? Just adds that extra something. There's my aqua green Posca pen going around parts of the eye. And a little bit of apple green Posca just going into the wreath flourish a bit. Only adding dots here, there and everywhere. Ooh, the end popped off. There we go. And then splattering with my apple green and a stencil brush and tapping it so that I get splats. Just somehow it makes it feel less structured and more handcrafted, which I love. So this is my sparkly yellow Posca, and I've just used it around the eyes and around the edge of the face and on the wings. Because these birds are little birds of, even though they're nocturnal, birds of sunshine in this card. Happy, full of character. And I think yellow always screams, I'm happy, doesn't it? Text frame. So, using the Wise Owl text stamp and some Brilliance ink, the Starlight Silver, I'm just going to randomly print some of this along the edges. After all, we've built up that dark edge, so we can now use something like this in silver, and it will show up beautifully. Ooh, wobbly camera. Sorry, I must have kicked it. Either that or it was the dog. Fab. One more, I think. There we go. Oh, and another. So let's add those words. Grab yourself some bibbidi-bobbidi glue and glue on the back of your words and pop them where you decided they were going to go. So that's where my your is, that's where my A is. And then we got hoot and an exclamation mark. Fab. Look at that. Finish off with some bling. So grab your stickles, and I'm using Cayman, and just smudge a little bit of glitter along the edge. Don't be too heavy-handed with your smudging because we don't want to move the water-based dyes underneath, inks underneath, sorry. And then I'm going to go back over it with wiggly lines. It's as simple as that. Wiggly, wiggly lines. Let me show you. There, it's a wiggly line, see? Now you don't have to smudge it, you can just leave it. Add a couple of dots of stickles to the eyes. Oh, icicle. Gotta love a bit of icicle. Fab. And pop your sparkle wherever you want it. Now, that's my glittery purple Posca pen. I'm just adding a little bit of shading with. So I've put the Posca down and then tapped it off with my finger, leaving a barest ghost of that purple. There you are. There's those wiggly lines I was telling you about. And once they're dry, oh, they just look so lovely. Do a double one going the other way. Oh, look at that. Seriously? Fabulous. Adding a little bit of Dinkles pink onto that paintbrush and going underneath the words just to add as a little bit of shadow. And there you go. You did it. Well done. Well done. Yes. Fabulous. I thoroughly enjoyed making this card. It's a stunning little make, full of character. You've got the silver words, you've got you're a hoot, you've got all the beautiful detail in those owl stamps. It just oozes character. And don't forget the Dinkles. They work so beautifully as watercolours. It's a real happy palette, I think. Anyway, enough chat from me. Thank you very much for coming along and having a go with me. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. If you've got any comments you'd like to leave about this craft, please pop them in the post below, and I will do my best to get back in touch with you as soon as I possibly can. But in the meantime, please, you take care. Okay? See you again.